Hi everyone, I'm Mitch from Inventory Hive, and I'm delighted to say I'm joined from Mark Howlett today, who is the Commercial Director at PropCo. We've decided to run a session today because we're going to talk about our integration between Inventory Hive and PropCo. So we understand integrations are getting a lot of noise at the moment, so we thought we'd run this session to discuss a bit more about how important integrations are, and we'll talk about a bit more about how Inventory Hive and how PropCo work together. So yeah, let's get started, Mark. So first of all, what is PropCo and what do they do?
Hi Mitch, thank you for the introduction. Well, PropCo is a residential lettings, property management and client account software system. It is a product that has quite a mature tenure. It's in its third incarnation, in that back in the late 90s it was a DOS system and then moved very swiftly into a Windows product. And I think around 2007, 2008, we moved it into a web-based system. We offer it on a software as a service business model, and it's servicing the industry pretty well. We've got a very good client base, and that client base, is on a national basis. We service over 100,000 properties across our portfolio, and actually we process in and out of the system over £2 billion of rent per year, which I think is quite an achievement.
Definitely, it's definitely up there with one of the leading products out there. So just a bit of introduction about Inventory Hive. So Inventory Hive are a cloud-based property reporting platform. So Inventory Hive was founded around 4 years ago, and it's designed to help property managers and letting agents help create inventory reports at the properties they manage. So we're completely cloud-based. We help create reports for like check-in reports, checkout reports, midterm inspections. They're really simple to create, so you can do it via desktop or an app. And the reports that are created through the software are completely paperless and robust. And over the years, we've decided to strike up partnerships and integrations with companies like PropCo. And the reason behind that is that it just helps that user satisfaction, really, and it helps speed up their administration time. So Inventory, we've got some mutual clients, haven't we, Mark, where we decided I think we integrated around 6 months ago over a mutual client. And because of that, it's just given that client of ours a lot more just simpler day-to-day running of their property management portfolio.
Absolutely.
We work with letting agents with over thousands of properties. We work with inventory clerks. We work with student accommodation providers, and we also work with small landlords with just a handful of properties as well. So so Inventory Hive is a really simple platform to use, and with a wide client base. So that's a bit more about Inventory Hive. So from what you thought of, Mark, why do you think Inventory Hive and PropCo wanted to integrate with each other?
There was an immediate benefit, as you've alluded to a moment ago, for one of our mutual clients, which we know, Leaders Romans Group, LRG. Significantly, I think the scale of that business, the property portfolio that it has, there was immediate advantages to combine our system, PropCo, with your services, Inventory Hive, as their preferred inventory provider and model, to be able then to integrate that into our line of business product, the PropCo system. The two products complemented one another to be able to deliver back to that client something that is a seamless solution. I think the important points are ease of access, ease of use, and retrievability, those kinds of things. It just adds value to the overall experience of that company. Agencies like that big or small, need to benefit from. They need to be able to capture quality information. They need to do it in a timely fashion. They need to be able to store it, and they need to be able to retrieve it with ease. And really that mix of requirements, the blend between PropCo and Inventory Hive was met nicely.
I totally agree. It's like we had like I said, Leaders Romans Group, a mutual client. They chose us as their preferred inventory provider, and obviously they use themselves. And because they didn't want to duplicate work, as in the case of they didn't want to have a property or property data on PropCo and then re-input that data in on Inventory Hive manually. So the integration works where all that data gets transferred over automatically to their Inventory Hive account effortlessly. So there's no additional admin. It saves huge amount of times of man hours as such. And obviously there's that human error aspect as well. So there'll be no human error as such. So I must admit the integration is absolutely easy. We have no issues at all. It's once it's set up, like Inventory Hive will help all of our users with the onboarding process as well. And once that's done, it just happens of second nature. You don't even think about the integration because it's that easy. And because of that, it just makes that client and all of our users who use both PropCo and Inventory Hive just a lot more happier clients, definitely.
Sure. I think that, a couple of points that you've sort of picked on there. I think the removal of duplication and the removal of opportunity for error are two key factors, because what they equate to is cost. So actually what we're doing is creating the leanest possible solution as well, which I think, when you're talking in particular about a scale business such as that as LRG, in smaller companies it wouldn't necessarily be as recognizable that a bit of duplication cost, a bit of human error cost, it's not that great. But if you've got that in a scaled environment, that actually can equate to quite, can be quite significant. So I think these kinds of seamless solutions really do add value.
Yeah, definitely. Especially, let's say on average it takes 2 or 3 minutes to import all of the property data on Inventory Hive manually. If that's already done through the integration, obviously in seconds, I just can't imagine how much time is saved, especially like I said, the thousands and thousands of property LRG has. So
and that applies to the particular types of content reports that you're producing, whether it's check-in, inventory, checkout, interim reports. It's not even just about a one-time issue, it's multiple time. And that's, again, that multiplies out those benefits of the removal of duplication, removal of error.
I'll just come on to quickly how just a bit of insight about the integration. So I'm on my Inventory Hive account here and on the add-on section. So at the moment, the add-on is completely free for Inventory Hive users, but basically Inventory Hive will run a property import up to four times a day. So Inventory Hive will talk to the user's PropCo account and import any new properties over to Inventory Hive up to 4 times a day. Also, it will import any meter readings and reports back to PropCo. So when you create inventory reports on Inventory Hive, when you capture the meter readings within that inventory report, plus that inventory report when it's been completed, it will send it back to the user's PropCo account as well. Again, completely effortlessly, and it reduces that duplication element as well. So a lot of our users might think, oh, I've done this report, I need to transfer it over to PropCo, when in fact it does it automatically. So again, the users don't need to worry anything about that as well. The reports will land inside PropCo in the form of a URL link. So from this example here, it's a URL link, just a click of a button. And once you click on that, the users or anyone who needs to access the report can access it at any time by just clicking the link. So it's just really, really simple. I'm just trying to think, Mark, how much work went into the background of getting the integration set up. I was just trying to think, was it a long time to strike up, or was it a slow burner, do you think? Or
No, it wasn't particularly a long time to achieve. I think that once, I think perhaps Richard Abbott and I had discussed, actually what is it we're trying to achieve, and then there was, okay, what's the effort involved in getting the integration done? Yes, there was some sort of planning required to get the technicalities in place, but actually, once that had got underway, it wasn't, it wasn't particularly difficult. I think that there are some integrations that we've done that are, really quite complex and sometimes take a lot longer than you would hope. But no, this one I would say actually was a relatively straightforward and seamless process.
Yeah.
I don't think I could claim that any of these are ever easy, because that that's what technical people are there for. But actually, as far as things go, pretty straightforward.
I found as well, since I've been working at Inventory Hive for coming up to 2 years now. When I started, there wasn't too much noise about integrations, but over the last 6 to 12 months, it's all everyone talks about. Every time someone rings Inventory Hive now inquiring about us, the first question is, who do you integrate with? It's I think because of COVID as well, like some staff might have been on furlough, they might have need to find ways to save time and cost. Property managers or letting agents are looking for new ways to help speed up their day-to-day property management. And I think that's where integrations are definitely becoming top of the list of what people are looking for now in property management and creating inventories as well.
Without doubt. I think the pandemic has really forced a lot of businesses to look at how they operate, but also to be prepared to better understand technical opportunities. And I think that's where, as you say, integrations, the art of the possible has really sprung to the forefront of a lot of people's minds that wouldn't have otherwise happened, I don't think, unless, without that stimulus that's come from the pandemic, people needing to work more efficiently, more effectively, more remotely. How can we be sure that we've got the data? How secure is it? How safe is it? The removal of the duplication, as we've mentioned before. It actually is about keeping the business going, using the tools that enable us to keep the business going, and also without having to do it twice, without the duplication.
There's a lot of things to consider as well. It's like, for example, people might look at the headline figure of when using Inventory Hive or PropCo and thinking, oh, we can't incorporate this in our budget. But what people might need to understand is the hidden costs, like you said, the man hours, the duplicate, and it's the hidden costs where people where you need to take into consideration as well. It's like, will it cost more to pay someone extra to spend all day importing all that data over, or will that integration just do it straight away for you at a fraction of the cost? So
I've always been a firm believer in what predetermined motion time studies. I absolutely love them because they take into account the real costs of production of or operation of a particular work element. And it could be, like you say, the production of an inventory. If there's a part of that requires human interaction that could have been dealt with electronically or technically, but you're having to involve a human being, then you're introducing a cost. But could that cost be removed? Possibly. And if it does, you're becoming leaner. But if it doesn't, you've got an indirect and quite often, as you say, a hidden cost that people don't take into account. And so these kinds of integrations are without doubt the leanest and best value, I think, solutions ultimately.
And at the end of the day, it's all about talking nice to each other, obviously not just face to face like we are. It's like the systems need to talk nice to each other. It's like the last thing, we've never experienced many issues about. Usually when integrations start, there might be some teething issues or some trial and error as such. But I've noticed since we integrated, we've talked really nice. We've not had any backlash as such, or any
No,
coding errors from the development teams or anything. So
no.
it's just been absolutely brilliant from what we've understood as well. So
Yeah.
my next question is, Mark, is what do you think the future of integrations is? Do you think it, like I said, is it always going to be the number one thing for property managers and agents to look for in the future, or what are your particular thoughts on that?
I think that depends, and it depends on the workspace, the area of expertise. And I think Inventory Hive is in a particular area of expertise within this industry, within the property management residential lettings industry. There's an area of expertise there, which is delivering a solution which, arguably best in class. It's that kind of aspiration that we want to be able to deliver to our client base. And I think that there are pockets of new entrants to the market, existing entrants to the market for the areas of the industry that might just need a bit of, refinement, a bit of, purism in a way. So being able to deliver a pure service that then integrate with a line of business product like PropCo, for example. So I think it's here to stay. I think there are. I would argue that it is about where are the particular needs, and I think inventories is a really easy and good example. And I think that there's plenty of others as well. But
especially in the property reporting, in the property market, because there's a lot of tick boxes to do on a day-to-day.
Oh, for sure.
It's almost like on my day-to-day workload, I was thinking today, it's scary how much a lot of this stuff I use on my computer integrates with other things. Like, for example, just something daft like my Google Calendar integrate, everything integrates now. And I think, like I said, it's here to stay.
Sure.
And it like I said, it's just going to purify as time goes on.
Yeah, it is. And I think that, good examples there are legislative requirements that create new opportunities, around things like, we're talking about inventories here, but look at the opportunity and the leverage that Inventory Hive gives in terms of deposit releases and the legislation around deposit releases. They're problems that companies have to handle, but these sort of specialisms allow that to become simpler. There are other issues within this market, things like HMO licensing. It's a new aspect to the property market, which has brought new problems. And again, you get entrants that are able to specialize in that kind of area. And again, that's where those integrations are really, important for this space.
It's almost a case of trying to predict the future and see what the next problem is, and then let's find a solution for that. Let's sort it. So.
In fairness as well, I think there is a degree of predicting the future, but also it's about what are the problems that are the here and the now. And inventories have been around forever, but have they always been done really well? And how tight has that been in line with legislation and deposit release? And how is that refined over time? And this sort of brings us back into a nice sort of closing of the loop, that the combination of PropCo with Inventory Hive has created that seamless closed loop solution that helps everybody involved.
Like I said, it's almost like, because the integration's that good, sometimes we don't even realize it's happening in a way.
Well, that there in its own right is proof, evidence, and testament to its success, because I think part of the measure of a successful piece of software is to not know that it's even happening.
Exactly. And it's like the support tickets we get in, very, very rare that anything's to do with the integration work. So like I said, it's just testament of how well we work together, Mark.
Sure.
So that pretty much concludes today's recording. So today's session today. So thanks for everyone for attending. Just one last thing, Mark. If anyone wants to know anything about PropCo, head to your website, or is there anyone in particular, or?
Yeah, we would always direct people in the first place, www.propco.co.uk. I'm always contactable as well. I won't give out my mobile number on here, but routing through sales@propco.co.uk, that always comes through to me as well. And then, of course, behind that, we've got the team of people that are there and ready and waiting to help.
Yeah, and the same with Inventory Hive. You can contact us at www.inventoryhive.co.uk. We've just set up a new customer success journey, which helps all of our users onboard very effortlessly, and part of that onboarding is the integration side of things as well. So, yeah, first of all, thanks for everyone's time today. Thank you very much, Mark. I understand you've been very busy and you've got lots of stuff in the pipeline. Thanks for your time, and any questions, anyone, please do get in touch with us, and we'll be here to help. Cheers.
Thanks, Mitch. Absolute pleasure. Thank you.
Cheers, Mark.